21st June 2021. That is today's date, and what a wonderful day it is, because it is the Yoga Day, the 7th International Day of Yoga. So, if you're watching this video on this day, it is going to be a blessing for you to watch this video, because I bring to you a very uh, wonderful and amazing, uh, a very powerful, easy to do yoga. And this yoga you can do sitting at your home, and you do not have to attend any classes to learn about it. I will give you all the instructions in this video, and it is so easy to do, because that you will not need to learn to watch another video to get started. It is very simple, because the yoga that I'm going to talk about is the source of all the yoga that you see. Any type of yoga, the yoga that you do in yoga studios, the yoga that is being taught in health clubs, the yoga that many types of yogas like Kundalini yoga, Bhakti yoga, Vinyasa, uh, or any type of meditations, all that is included in this yoga. This is the source of everything. While in the yoga that you do in the yoga studio, which is nothing but a subset, a part of Hatha yoga traditions, will be included in this yoga that I'm going to teach you. And it will be a tailor-made yoga that you will be doing. So, in what are the benefits? Let's first talk about, um, are you going to what this session is all about. Like, will you be attending any more classes to learn about this yoga? No. And after you watch this video and start doing this yoga, are you going to be visiting any of these yoga institutions or ashrams, or any place like any church or temple or institution? No. Are you going to register anywhere, become a member of an organization or cult or anything? No. So this is going to be a self-driven yoga for you, that you move forward with your daily spiritual practice that I am going to reveal in this. And this yoga is really powerful, because any benefit that you can think of uh, by doing or performing any yoga class or any yoga routine for yourself, you will gain that by doing this yoga only faster, better, and safer way. And you will not have to move out of your bedroom or office or wherever you are. You will not have to step out of it, out of your place. um, you will not have to travel anywhere. So this is really going to be an amazing type of yoga to try on this yoga day. All right, so what are the benefits? So I briefly touched about that most of the people do or attend a yoga class hoping to feel better, to gain health, or they may even be suffering from a physical ailment or disease, and they are trying to overcome that. It could be pain, it could be actual physical disease that doctor has diagnosed with them, and people have really benefited by doing various yoga routines. Uh, so definitely, so that is one of the benefits which will happen by doing this yoga also. And second benefit that you will gain is you will be in a better, calmer state. um, just like any meditation, this meditation will also make you feel better. And third benefit that many people are getting from this yoga, that I'm going to reveal and that you can try doing it yourself, is um, they is getting rid of addictions from any physical substances, be it alcohol or any drugs, tobacco, or anything of that sort. And this will happen naturally, in a very organic way. You will not have to struggle with it. You will not have to do any 12-step routine, and you will not experience any withdrawal symptoms. The habit which is uh, causing any trouble for you will disappear on its own in just few days. Especially things like alcohol or drugs, tobacco, um, that kind of addictions, you or smoking, you will be able to kick it very easily and effortlessly. And the third benefit and the most important benefit is the real aim of yoga. And what that is, that the yoga means uniting with your higher self, with the source, knowing the reality, knowing why we are here. So that the true meaning of yoga will be revealed to you if you start practicing this yoga. Okay, so now what this yoga is. The yoga that I'm talking about is called as Siddha Yoga, Guru Siag Siddha Yoga. The why I'm talking about Guru Siag here, because this yoga needs a spiritual master. No, don't worry about like you'll have to travel or go to or meet a guru or master. No, here the guru is residing within you. So you have to just request him within yourself, and he will be activated within you. All you need is his photo and a mantra. So how you will get this mantra is, I'll play a small video clip here, him giving a mantra, and this is a Sanskrit mantra, but don't worry, it will be very easy for you to remember that mantra. So once you get the mantra, and once and other thing you will need is a photo of Guru Siag, so that you can download from internet by searching for Guru Siag on Google or any of your favorite search engines. You will find many photos of Guru Siag and his guru Baba Gangai Nath. So photo of Guru Siag and photo of Baba Gangai Nath. If you get both of those, and also watch this video, and once you watch that mantra video, it will be very easy. If you repeat the mantra in your mind, it will be very easy for you to remember that mantra forever. So don't worry that you will have to learn a complex Sanskrit mantra. No, it will not be like that. You will hear this mantra. It has only 3 words, so it will be very easy for you to memorize that mantra. So now what happens? There are 2 spiritual practices that you have to do, which is part which completes this yoga. So the 2 spiritual practices, the first one is mental chanting of this mantra. So once you have received the mantra, you start chanting this mantra in your mind continuously. So you have to chant this mantra as much as possible. How do you do that? So the best way to do it is to chant it whenever you are indulging in daily routine activities. Say for example, you get up in the morning, and as soon as you get up, you remember, oh, you have to chant this mantra in your mind. So you start chanting it in your mind. So the way to chant is not to speak it aloud. but it should be within your mind. So nobody should be able to hear any sound, or they should not be able to know that you are chanting this mantra, because you they will not see your lips moving, they will not see any sound coming out of your mouth. So it's very easy to start chanting, and then you brush your teeth, you chant it, you're taking shower, you chant it, you're in the bathroom, you chant it, and then you go and eating your breakfast or making your coffee, you continue to chant the mantra. So it's, and you're driving to your office, or you're commuting to your office, or maybe you are taking care of kids at home. Just continue to chant the mantra in your mind, as you do that. Of course, if you are indulging in a very intense activity which requires a lot of mental effort and focus, you may not be able to chant that mantra in your mind at that time. That is all right, but as soon as you um, finish that activity, or if you're talking to someone, then after that is done, you can start chanting the mantra again. And before going to sleep, while you're lying down trying to go to sleep, you chant this mantra in your mind in intense way. So once you go to sleep doing that chanting in your mind, the mantra will continue to chant itself. Um, so when you wake up, you might realize, oh, mantra is still being chanted within your mind. So once you do this chanting for a few days or months, it might become automatic for you. Then the duty of chanting will not be yours, but it will be your subconscious which will be chanting the mantra for you. You might hear that mantra being chanted if you pay some attention. And the second thing, if you do this chanting, which may happen to you, you may start hearing a sound. This sound is like buzzing of the bees, or if you in the night, if you know, there are these small insects called crickets. So they create this. If you go to some forest or places where uh, nature is there, you will hear that sound of crickets. So you might start hearing as if there are thousands of these crickets making sound. So now that sound is nothing to worry about, but it's a great blessing, because now that mantra has become that sound called nada. That nad or nada, that is your mantra being chanted at a very, very fast speed for you, which is like thousands of times faster than you can actually chant it yourself. So now your practice is become deeper. Now coming to the yoga part, so you have to sit in meditation and yoga 2 times a day for 15 minutes each. So now that is the most amazing part. This is the second most important part of your practice. The most important practice is chanting, but the meditation is where a lot of magic happens. Uh, so when you sit in meditation, so it's a very easy um, thing to do this yoga and meditation. You don't have to remember the steps or asanas or their names or very complex routines, because here when you sit in meditation, the yoga or the actual any movements or breathing exercises, pranayamas, hand mudras, internal yogas will automatically happens. Uh, so you may ask, how is that even possible? It is quite possible, because that is the source. When I talk that this is the source of yoga, so the yoga manifests itself when you practice this one. So for example, you sit in meditation 15 minutes. So I'll tell you the method also here. So method is very, very simple. You just sit down cross-legged on the floor or any flat surface, and there should be ample space around you, because your body, just like any yoga practice, like you have some space around you, like lay down your yoga mat, and then you make sure that you have enough space for you to stretch out. If your hand moves, or if you move your body in different poses, you have enough space. So you do the same thing in this yoga. You make sure you have enough space. There's you sit on the flat surface, and then if you can also sit on sofa or lie down, and that is recommended if you cannot sit in a comfortable position with the legs folded. So that is okay. So you can do this yoga even sitting in a sofa chair or lying down on a bed. So now once you've done that, the second step you do is look at Guru Siak's photo for 1 or 2 minutes. The idea is try to memorize his photo. And then once you have done that, now what you do is close your eyes. So once you have closed your eyes, you try to recall the picture or the photo of Guru Siak and imagine it between your eyebrows, or the place which is referred to as the third eye. So it's here, right between your eyebrows. So you have closed your eyes, and now you're trying to remember Guru Siak's photo here in the middle of your eyebrows. And once you have done that, now you have to start chanting. Before you do that, now you pray to Guru Siak to help you meditate for 15 minutes. And of course, if you have say only 10 minutes or 5 minutes, you can request to Guru Siak to help you meditate for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever time you would like to meditate. And it is recommended not to meditate more than 30 or 35 minutes, because this yoga can generate some heat in your body. So if you meditate for longer, you may get mouth ulcers, or some symptoms of burning at your fingertips or toes. So those kind of symptoms may appear for you. So it's best not to request for a time which is longer than 30 or 35 minutes. Now if you request for a time, say 15 minutes, and the yoga continues after 15 minutes, that may be okay, because body is demanding this yoga to happen for longer. So now once you have done that, you have requested Guru Siak to help you meditate for 15 minutes. And that's it, your job is done. Now you continue to visualize Guru Siak's photo between your eyebrows and continue to chant the mantra, and your eyes are closed. Okay, so so now your job is done, and that's it. And so during those 15 minutes of meditation, for many folks, especially if they have some bodily ailments or blockages or toxicity in their body, then the body will start moving in certain ways. It could be very similar to many of those yoga postures you must have done in the yoga studios, but the yoga postures that you do in the yoga studios is a very small number of actual possible yoga postures. So they cannot document or put to text all the yoga postures that are possible. So these yoga postures that happens during this yoga is driven by a force or a spiritual energy within you called Kundalini, and that is awakened when you start chanting this mantra and start praying to Guru Siak, start looking his photo. Then he awakens this spiritual energy within you. So once that spiritual energy, which is sitting at the or sleeping or lying dormant at the base of your spine, now that awakens. And once it is awakened, the aim of that energy or the tendency of that energy is to rise up and meet its master, which is sitting at the top of your head, called Sahasrara in yoga terms. So, and while doing that, and that process may take years and years to complete, that energy has to cleanse your body. It has to cleanse the blockages. In order to achieve that, it has to make your body move in certain ways, which is very very customized to you. So it is a very custom yoga for you. So it may not look like a pose or posture which you might see in a yoga magazine, which is, the yoga model will try to make it look perfect, and once they have taken the photo, they'll airbrush it, they'll fix it using some software to look even better. So the aim here is not to display a perfect pose, but to achieve a perfect state, or perfectly cleanse your body, perfectly cleanse the blockages in your bodily systems. So your body is just not the physical body, but there are 7 layers of bodies. So this is the physical body. Then we have 6 more subtle bodies. So this type of yoga will cleanse any blockages which goes to the level of all these subtle bodies. So it is a complete cure of the diseases, or the healing of the diseases from the source. So that is one of the reasons that this yoga can heal not only the physical and psychological, not only the physical diseases, but this yoga can treat psychological and spiritual uh, problems, issues, and diseases as well. So that is one of the major advantages. And since this yoga happens from within you, the Kundalini can scan your whole body, all the subtle bodies, and figure out where the problems are, and it tries to fix all those issues from within. So that is much more powerful method of you going to a yoga guru, yoga instructor, telling him your problems, that you have backache, or you have some pain, or you're suffering from thyroid or diabetes, and then he referring to some yoga books and looking up the yoga postures which are suitable for your situation. Because here Kundalini can see even the ailments which are going to come up, or which are not manifesting physically for you yet, and it can start fixing those problems or issues for you. So this is the method. All right. So now we have talked about the spiritual practice itself, which consists of two parts. One is the mantra chanting, and second is doing the meditation and yoga 2 times a day for 15 minutes each. So one thing to remember for you for this meditation and yoga, the one of the condition is that you should not do it after heavy meal. In the reason being, if you do just like any exercise or any other, even if you go to yoga studio, probably you will not go there after eating your lunch or dinner, right? Because if you do certain postures, that food may come out, you may vomit, things like that can happen. So same thing applies here. You should not do, because if your bodies undergo certain movements, then your food in the stomach can create some problems for you. That is the reason you should try to do it on before you eat anything heavy, so on empty stomach. So okay, so now we have learned about the spiritual practices, and so it's very easy to do. Let's So now the proof of the pudding lies in eating, right? So unless we practice it, unless you do it and you try it for a few days, you will not know what it is, if it's going to work for you, if it is doing anything for you, and even the the nonsense that I talked, that yoga happens on its own. Like, I mean, that's really nobody can even believe. Like, if I tell you that you sit in meditation and your body will start moving on its own, start doing postures or start breathing exercises, or your hands will move, you will not believe me, right? So you have to do it, and it has to happen to you or something. So yeah, other thing to remember, that we think yoga is only movement of the body, or breathing heavily, or doing various pranayams, breathing exercises, or relaxation. But yoga is more than that. So it is not just actually doing the downward dogs, or doing salutations. It is more than that, right? If you read Patanjali Yoga Sutra, it has 8 parts of yoga. So this yoga is complete yoga, and sometimes the experience that you will be getting while doing this yoga is going to be more subtle, or it is going to be something internal in you. So you have to be attuned to that. Some of your problems in life may be psychological, or so you have to be attuned to that those issues are being resolved automatically. So it's not like you sit in meditation and your body starts moving, doing a headstand, then only this yoga is working for you. You may not experience anything during the meditation, but first you have to try it for a few days, and also you have to be attuned to other subtle experiences. You may start getting messages, your problems may start disappearing, you may start experiencing more peaceful and blissful states, and you may advance spiritually. All those are part of manifestation of this yoga working for you. Okay, so now let me play this mantra for you. So you have to listen to this mantra carefully. Pay attention to how Guru Siag is pronouncing the mantra, and try to repeat this. You may repeat it aloud couple of times, and then start repeating in your mind. So once you have heard the mantra, and we stop playing this mantra, your job is to chant this mantra in your mind as much as possible. So that is the most important and must do practice of this yoga if you really want to benefit from this yoga, especially if you are suffering from any diseases where there are no cure in modern science. Then this chanting will really help you to overcome that kind of diseases. And many folks in India have reported where Guru Siag used to teach or initiate people into this yoga in large numbers. They reported back that many of these so-called incurable diseases have been healed. So if you really want to benefit, then you must do this chanting more and more. So this is the basic and the most important practice that you have to do. So now let me play this video. You listen to it carefully, and then we'll come back, and then I will show Guru Siag's photo on the screen, and then you can meditate for you can pause the screen, like after you have looked at Guru Siag's photo, for 1 or 2 minutes. I'll keep it here for 30 seconds but you can pause it and look at the photo, and then meditate for 15 minutes if you are not eaten a heavy meal. So you can try it, and then come back, unpause the video, and then we can talk more. But first, let us listen to this mantra in Guru Siag's voice. All right, so here is the video.
तो बता दूं, ये संजीवनी मंत्र है, संजीवनी मंत्र है। तो इसको जपना है राउंड द क्लॉक। तो किसी बीमारी से ग्रसित हो, इससे ठीक हो जाओगे आप। मन ही मन जपो और जीव नहीं रहना चाहिए। तो मंत्र है क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग, क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग। मन ही मन जपो और जीव नहीं रहना चाहिए। क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग, 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 क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग।
So now I hope you have got the mantra, and I'm hoping that it's not a very tough one for you to remember. I did say that it's going to be easy, so I really hope that it is an easy mantra for you to remember and you have got it. Okay, so now you got the mantra. Now let me bring up that Guru Syak's photo on the screen. So what you have to do is look at this Guru Syak's photo. Uh, so Guru Syak's photo is the one which brings that spiritual energy or force or activates that energy within you along with the mantra chanting and makes you go through this yoga. So look at this photo, and then after you have memorized the photo, you can pause the video, and then once you have paused, you can sit in a comfortable position, cross-legged on the floor. Like you can put your yoga mat, or you can even sit on any stable surface, even if it's your bed or sofa. uh, and then you close your eyes and memorize your or visualize Guru Syak's photo between your eyebrows, and then you pray to Guru Syak, help me meditate for 15 minutes, or you can have a different time, maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever time you want to meditate and do this yoga. All right, so let's try this. So pause the video here, and then you can come back after meditation, uh, and then I'll maybe have some closing remarks for you, uh, and then we'll close this video. All right, so happy meditating.
क्लिंग कृष्ण क्लिंग, 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 क्लिंग कृष्ण।
Okay, so I hope you have meditated. If you have meditated, you must have experienced something. You may have some questions. Definitely you can put those questions in the comment section here. I'll try to answer those, or maybe make more videos which will help answer those questions. And there are few websites on internet where you can go through literature about this yoga, and maybe that will answer some of your questions too. And there are other videos also you might find on internet, especially if you understand Hindi. There are thousands of videos. There are actually hundreds of videos of Guru Syak's speeches, and also there are videos being made by other disciples of Guru Syak Siddha Yoga, which might help answer some of the questions. But more than anything else, the best way to get the answer for any questions is to ask Guru Syak within yourself. So either to help you, to ask that question, you can download a photo of Guru Syak from internet and ask that photo, and most probably you might get answer directly or indirectly, some way or other form, once you have asked that question to Guru Syak. So you can ask that question to the photo, or in your mind, or during meditation, and that those will be the best way of clarifying your doubts. So also, if you meditated here, you must have experienced either some physical movement, so your body may have moved in certain way without you actually moving it. So that is a definite manifestation of this yoga working for you. And you may also have a breathing exercise, your hands may move. And most of the people will experience movement of the spine, so your body will move or sway like that or like that, or your head may move. So all those are part of this yoga. So that is the Kundalini force trying to unblock blockages within your system. So you should let it happen, and you should continue to meditate 2 times a day. And to help deepen your meditation or to progress faster, you should chant this mantra more and more. Now, if you're suffering from any physical ailments, any diseases, the most important part is the chanting or the mental chanting of the mantra in your mind. So you must remember, this mantra should be chanted silently in your mind. That's the most important part. You should not say it aloud, because one of the reason of chanting silently, number one is the silent chanting of the mantra is more powerful. It is 1,000 times more powerful than you actually saying it aloud. So that is one reason. And the second reason is, most of these ancient Sanskrit mantras, they have a ritual associated with it if you chant this mantra aloud. So since in this age those rituals will be very tough to do it every day, you cannot really do those rituals every day and then chant the mantra. And then you can, if you do that, you can chant the mantra only for certain duration of the day, right, while you are doing those rituals. So that is the reason, another reason you should not be chanting the mantra aloud, because then it can create certain harmful situations for you, because you are not doing associated rituals and practices and cleansing that is needed if you want to chant the mantra aloud. Okay. So also, if you have diseases and you're chanting the mantra but you are not experiencing any movements of the body, or to say you're not experiencing a yogic postures, or any of the manifestation of yoga that you know, do not worry. Even just with chanting, many of the people, many of the folks have experienced healing, although they were not experiencing any physical movement of the body during meditation. So continue to practice this, and even if you're skeptical, I would say try it for 15 days or 21 days, and then see what happens. And I hope this yoga will bring wonders. And at least, even if you try this for few days and then do not continue, sooner or later I would think you would come back to this yoga, because this is the most original, the most powerful, and the true yoga. The yoga that you are doing is just in the yoga studios is just a copy or imitation, and a very small part of the actual real yoga. So this complete yoga will definitely bring you back. So with that, I hope you like this video and you have learned something new, and I would really encourage you to try this yoga. So more than learning or reading about this yoga, doing will actually help you. Okay, so with that, thank you very much for watching this video. Happy Yoga Day.